knowledge of self, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You never stop learning. God is within. Protect your energy too. And remember, your haters really admire you. They just don't got the strength to tell you. You looking like a big deal.
I'm looking like a big deal. Yeah. And I'm looking like the real. If you can't swim, you bound to drown. Hard body like steel. Riding waves like I'm in a competition. I don't care how you feel.
Yo, what's happening? Peace, peace, salute, salute, salute to everybody that's tapped in, man. Hold up, I'm trying to get my woo up on real quick. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yes, sir. All body, all body, all body. Oh yeah, yep. I got it right there. I got it right there. Actually, I didn't even have to do too much. It's a project. I thought I did anyway. They having an issue. They having an issue. They having an issue for real. Okay. What y'all on, man? Who that up in here? I see a comment. Chris P, what's popping, man? I'm about to get into it, drop some jewels for my people, man. Drop some jewels for my people. Hopefully y'all can spark the brain to not be afraid of this fake illusion they call the system. Hopefully I can spark every man to start speaking up for themselves instead of letting somebody who wasn't there speak up for you when you got your life on the line, your freedom on the line. Cause I'm gonna tell you some funny shit. Well, hey, motherfuckers be we get on the phone with people and we talk about so much or nothing. We put so much energy into nothing. right? We get on the phone and put so much energy into nothing. People be on YouTube arguing with people, screaming at people back and forth about nothing, and go out of their way to do it. You tell somebody, look, hey, you can represent yourself and you can get your case dismissed. And you can save that 20 bands you about to go spend on the lawyer. You can save that 10 bands you about to go spend on the lawyer. You can save a public pretender putting your life on the line, gambling with your life because they trying to build relationships and make money. That's all they trying to do. You might find some public pretenders. King Monster, what's up? Peace, God. Uh, Forever Studios, salute. You might find a couple public pretenders who really trying to like get you off and have your best interest, but for the most part, you're not about to find that. It's all about grease and palms and relationships, right? So so if it's all about grease and palms or relationships, you putting your life in their hands when you don't really got to. When it's really easier than what you think, when really they don't got no jurisdiction to make no kind of assumption over you in the first place. Slick, what's popping? Salute. Yeah, they don't got no they don't got no they don't got no jurisdiction to make any kind of conclusion over anything that you got going on. None at all. So before I get into it, I just want to make the I want to I want to I want to lay out how, like, yeah, we'll hop on the phone with people, we'll get on YouTube with people, we'll get on Facebook with people, we'll get on Instagram with people and be jaw jacking for hours about nothing. You tell somebody, hey, stand up for yourself in court, free yourself, free your mind. Motherfucker looking at you foreign. So it's like, okay, or they be like, man, I'm scared. I ain't playing with them white folks. I ain't playing with them cold weather. Salute. Peace, God. Shout out to the Chi Town, man. You already know. I got peoples out there too. I got people in the Chi. I got close family in the Chi. But that's that's neither here or there. But salute, okay? Um, yeah, like people would be like, oh man, I ain't messing with them white folks. I ain't gonna play with them courts. So let's get let me get this straight. You won't go stand up for yourself and fight for your life, but you'll go you'll go stand up to Lil Ray Ray down the street for nothing. He could have had done nothing to you. Your freedom not on the line or nothing. Your dignity, your morals, like nothing's on the line. You ain't got nothing on the line, right? But when it comes to this courtroom and everything is on the line, you'll choose to put your life in a public pretender's hands who's solely here for who's solely here for cash, relationships, and to get ahead. It's a fraternity. It's a fraternity. It's a fraternal organization. It's a fraternal organization. Okay, so this is what I want to. Okay, so let's get into it. So when you when you catch a case and they trying to when you catch a case and they trying to charge you with something, right? They got what they call an arraignment. I don't know whoever been in the court system, but they got what they call an arraignment. It's called an arraignment. That's the first day you go to court. Arraignment, right? During arraignment, During the arraignment, right? The judge asks you, uh, uh, like one or two questions before they really start getting into the meat and potatoes. They trying to gain jurisdiction over you, right? The judge. Oh, hold up. There's somebody else I meant to share this to. The judge, the judge is trying to gain jurisdiction over you. That's why they ask you certain questions when you get in the courtroom. It's a few certain questions that they ask you. One of the questions that they ask you is, do you know why you here? They want to know. They want to know if you know why you there. Most people don't know why they there, but you know what we'll do in court? We'll be like, yeah, I know why I'm here, and you don't know why you there. You think you know why you there. You think it's because they trying to put whatever bullshit charge on you. You think you know why you there, but you don't really know why you there. When the judge be like, you know why you here? Motherfuckers be like, yeah, I know why I'm here. Now, peep this. If you was asked to explain why you here, a person would probably say, well, they'll probably say, well, they'll describe whatever happened at the time that the officer brought them in. That's typically what a person would say. If you ask somebody why they there, you know why you here, they're going to describe whatever happened at the scene when the police gaffled them up. But in all naturality, that's the jurisdiction game right there. That's how they gain jurisdiction right there. That's the jurisdiction game. When they ask you, you know why you here, or do you understand the charges that's being brought against you? That's another question that we answer stupidly. That's another question that we answer. I can't name how many times I answered that question stupidly in court. I can't name how many times I've answered that question stupidly in court. Do you know why you here? Hell no, I don't know why I'm here. I don't. Because here's the thing. If you know why you there, and you telling them that you know why you there, you gave them jurisdiction over you. You gave them jurisdiction over you. You talking about you know why you there, even though you really don't know why you there, you gave them jurisdiction over you. Now, what you want to do, right? What you will want to do is when the judge asks, because see, here's the thing, they got something called the court has rules. The court has established rules. The court has an established process. That's why they ask you questions. And if you notice, think about this. Think about this. If you notice, right, court does not move forward until you confirm. Court does not move forward until you confirm the shit that they want you to confirm. Court does not move forward until you confirm the shit that they want you to confirm. And then once you confirm that, okay, we got us a nigga. We got us a nigga. So they ask you, what's your name? Or they ask you, are you the person? Which would be the corporate entity. They asking you, are you the corporate entity that's on that birth certificate? More so. That's really what they asking you. Are you the corporate entity that's on the birth certificate? That's what they asking you when they ask you, are you who you are? When they ask you, are you Wooty Woo, whatever your name is, and they state that, and then they state, okay, and do you understand? Boom. They they getting they getting jurisdiction over you. They getting jurisdiction over you, right? So that's the argument. The argument is jurisdiction, or not necessarily the argument, but that's what they have to prove, and that's what you got to challenge. You got to challenge the jurisdiction. You got to challenge the jurisdiction. You cannot successfully come out on top in a court case without challenging jurisdiction. You got to, because that's where the conflict of interest lies. That's where the conflict of interest lies, right? Because how can somebody make a presumption over you if they don't got jurisdiction? That's like me. Okay, that's like saying, okay, I'm coming in telling your child what to do, and I'm not their parent. Your child never seen me, but I'm coming to tell your child what the fuck to do. But I'm not their parent. Your child never seen me nothing. It don't, you feel me? It don't add up. It don't add up. That's like me coming and telling your child what to do, and your child never seen me. They don't know me. You don't know me. You never seen me. But I'm coming in thinking I'm trying to run shit. I just pop up. Just pop up like, hey, you kid. Wah, 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 wah. That's basically what the court system is. And that's basically what the court is doing, except the difference between a child, they don't know what the fuck jurisdiction is. They don't know what the fuck no law is until you teach them. Like, they don't know nothing about none of that. They don't know about no jurisdiction. They don't know about no law until you teach them. Right? We not children. We not children. We can be a lot of times in the mind, but we not children. We can be, though, a lot of times in the mind, but we not children. So to understand the court system, you got to understand jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. Write that down. Jurisdiction. Let me put it in the chat. Jurisdiction has to be proven. Jurisdiction has to be proven in any court case first before court can move forward with a proceeding. That's part of the court process. That's mandatory in the court process. They can't convict you of shit. They can't convict you of shit until jurisdiction is proven. But you got to push for that. You got to push for that. They can't convict you of shit until jurisdiction is proven. Smooth. What's poppin'? Salute. Peace, God. Yes, sir. Cold weather. Already. Appreciate you. Salute. Yeah, they can't, until jurisdiction is proven, they can't proceed with anything, especially trying to commence you to trial. But see, here's the thing. When you in court, see, I'm gonna give you some game. It's a reason why they typing all that shit. When you in court, it's a reason why they typing all that shit. They're not doing it for their health. They doing it for record. So if you say the right shit on record, it's gonna catch them up on the back end. You say you put the right shit on the record, it's gonna catch them up on the back end to where one or two things are gonna happen. You know, of course they're gonna try to give you the runaround because they're gonna give you the runaround because they want you to lose your ambition. They want you to lose your inspiration. They want you to shut down. You know, they trying to defeat you. So they're gonna give you the runaround. Don't think just because you know this information, you're not about to get the runaround. Because I got the runaround when I did it. They ran me around for about a year. I ran around for about a year. going to court, postpones and all, which really you don't want to postpone shit unless you're not confident. That's the only reason you want to postpone, if you're not confident, to get more confident. But you don't want to postpone shit. You want them to run it. You want them to run it. You want trial to hurry up, nigga. We can do trial tomorrow. You want it tomorrow because they got to have all the proper shit, and you got the right to a speedy trial. But the thing is, when it comes down to proving jurisdiction, see, here's the thing. See, you gotta, just to give you a small grasp on what jurisdiction is, right? For them to have jurisdiction over you, they gotta provide a delegation of authority. That means in layman's terms, they have to provide a paper telling you you're a slave. And if they can't provide, telling you that you're a slave and that you knew you was a slave on paper, that's what they got to provide. That's basically what a delegation of authority would show. Because if you have authority, why the fuck? Here's the thing: if your child, right? If you have a child and you have authority over the child knows that the parent has authority over them because you the parent. The child know you. Y'all got a mutual relationship. Y'all have a understanding. The child knows that the parent has authority over them. Is the relationship has been established. No relationship is established with the court, because how can you establish a relationship with the court if you ain't never been to the motherfucker? You're not born in court. You're not born in court. Motherfuckers is not born in court. You're not born in court. So how could you have a relationship with the court? How could they have jurisdiction over you when this your first time in fucking court? This your first time in court. How do they got a relationship with you? It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And see, that's why we gotta understand jurisdiction, because that's the biggest issue. Jurisdiction and status. Jurisdiction and status. Because I'm gonna tell you this: whatever your birth certificate say or whatever your ID say, if you walk in that motherfucking courtroom and you tell them that's you, you're done. Walk in that courtroom. I don't care what your name is. I don't care if your mama gave it to you. It don't matter. Your mama didn't know. Your daddy didn't know. They didn't know. So accept that. Accept that they didn't know. I don't care what your name is. I don't care what's your name, what you claim, or why you came. If you walk up in there and you telling your name is whatever the fuck it say on your birth certificate or your social or whatever, they gon' have their way with you. Don't tell them nothing. Don't tell. I ain't never really seen too many people try that. Like literally, don't tell the police nothing. Don't tell the court nothing. Like literally nothing. Like don't even say you want your lawyer. Like that's what I mean when I say like. That's what I mean when I say like nothing. Don't tell them shit. I ain't never heard of but not too many people doing that. I'm just saying me specifically. Y'all might have. I ain't really heard of too many people doing that. Most people, they say something in there. They say something in there. Even if you're not telling. Like, why do you got to talk? Why do you got to say something? Most people say something in the court. Don't say shit. Don't say shit. What you want to know is, this is what you want to know when you get up in there. Salute to everybody who came through, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you. Shout out Stats 280 for sharing the video too. Salute. Um, don't tell them shit. You want to know. This is what you want to know. When you go in the courtroom, when they ask you, hear me out too. Hear me out, because I'm about to break it down. I'm about to break it down and save this video, share it, give it to somebody, whatever you got to do, motherfuckers who you know always be going to jail and court. I'm about to press some real motherfucking game on your conscience, so you don't have to. So you don't have to be a bitch ass tough nigga like we groomed to be, because we'll nigga do whatever with a nigga do whatever with a black nigga do whatever with a Moor, nigga do whatever with people who look like them. Nigga come to Whitey, you scared like a bitch. You feel inferior. Niggas is hoes. Niggas is bitches, and we just gotta keep it clean. We gotta keep it clean. We gotta keep it clean, cause nigga, you won't fight for your life, but you'll fight another nigga for free. You won't fight for your life, but you'll fight a nigga that look like you against somebody who's really got an agenda against you, but you won't fight for your life for free. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. We'll go fight Lil Ray Ray down the street for free. For free, with possibility, nigga, that you can get smacked with bottles, whatever. You can possibly die in this fight. You may not got those intentions, but you can possibly die in this fight. Right? So you'll go do that, but you won't fight for your life in the courtroom. You'll let the public pretend. So yeah, we've been groomed to be bitches. However you want to take that. Not independent, not self-reliant, not self-sufficient. But the reason I say bitch is because we so tough in every other aspect. Niggas be tough on YouTube. Niggas be tough in the streets. Some niggas be acting like they be tough in the streets. Niggas be tough on social media. Niggas be tough in all the wrong places. But when it's time to stand on your square and be a real man about it, when it's time to stand on your square and be a real man about it, you went and hide. You went and hid after you done threw a rock. You went and hid after you done threw a rock. When it's time for you to really stand on your square about business, you went and hid after you done threw a rock. And that's how niggas been raised. That's how we been raised. So the first thing, like I was saying, first thing you want to do, they gonna ask you, do you understand why you here today? Do you understand the charges that's being brought against you and why you here? You know what you're gonna say? Nope. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're talking about. But I do got a few questions. I do got a few questions. Because here's the thing. They're gonna tell you anything in court. You ain't got no book in front of you. And even if you did got a book, you probably wouldn't feel comfortable looking through that motherfucker while you in there. You ain't gonna feel comfortable looking through that shit while you in there. You really gotta have some of it in your brain to trigger shit. So that way you can start spitting. Hey, yeah. Hey, Gucci Moses. It's tough, but that's just the real. We've been groomed to be bitches. We tough in every other aspect, man, but won't go in there and and take life into our own hands and defend ourselves. And defend ourselves. And defend our Okay, yeah, I'm back at it like a crack addict with a bad habit, man. So, what was I saying? Oh, so you don't understand the charges. You don't understand the charges. Hold up. How could you understand something that doesn't apply to you? How could you understand something that doesn't apply to you? So the court needs subject matter jurisdiction to trial you. Anytime anytime you going against a court system, the court needs subject matter jurisdiction to 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 commence you to trial. Court needs subject matter jurisdiction to commence you to trial. Hey, but what's funny? I'm gonna give you some. When a lot of people blow this message off, but then when you get in the court, they can be like, "Oh, mama," or calling a girl and shit, or calling their homies. Well, we already know how that's gonna go. It's very it's very seldom that motherfuckers got some homies who really about to hold shit down even a little bit. Like motherfuckers really gonna leave you hanging. But motherfuckers will pass up on this information, pass up on the message. As soon as they get pinched, niggas be on the phone crying. Oh, mama, can you get me out of here? Can you bail me out, please? Please. I gotta go to work. I gotta. Then that's when you see all that testosterone turn into estrogen. All that testosterone, all that popping that niggas was doing in the street, on the internet, on Instagram, all that shit turned into estrogen then. All that shit turned into estrogen. Look at you now. Look at you now. And it ain't funny, but like it is funny. Cause you gotta really like if you had a camera to look at yourself and to film you on how tough you be acting, and I'm just talking to like men, period, fellas, period. Cause you already know how we do or how we've done in the past. If 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 you could have a camera to see how tough you be popping it, you would call yourself a bitch too. For real. You would call yourself a bitch too. When you see how you tuck your tail in the courtroom, when your life is on the line, when your life is on the linear, when your life is on the linear, and you when your life is on the linear, and you compare how tough you've acted outside of this courtroom compared to inside this courtroom, you gotta call yourself a bitch. Like, man, I was acting like a bitch. I wasn't standing on no principle. And a lot of people may not want to hear that, but like, yeah, that's a tough cookie. That's a tough cookie. But understand, like, we was raised that way. All the all the niggas we knew, all the niggas we knew was catching cases. What was they doing? They was getting lawyers. Some won, some lost. Well, really, they all lost because the record is still there. Even if you ain't been convicted, even if you ain't been convicted, the record is still there. That arrest happened or something. It's not a complete dismiss. The only way you're gonna get that complete dismiss is if you challenge the jurisdiction. You got to challenge the jurisdiction. Subject matter jurisdiction is the most important thing when you're dealing with a court. I'll take that back. Subject matter jurisdiction and the injured party. A lot of people don't even know this. Let me press this on your conscience. You're not a drug case, who did you hurt in the drug case? Because a lot of people don't know, for you to be commenced to trial or to be convicted, there has to be an injured person. There has to be an injured party. It got to be an injured party. Vern, salute. Salute. Peace, God. Share it. Hey, share. Oh, damn. I was up in here talking and motherfuckers couldn't hear the shit. I just realized that right now. I was still on mute. Okay, damn. What I was saying was, a lot of people don't know one of the two things that's gonna determine your freedom when challenging jurisdiction is challenging subject matter jurisdiction and then being able to prove it, which they can't. Because them being able to prove that they have subject matter jurisdiction is them proving that they had a contract over you that you was never aware of. That's what a lot of people don't get about subject matter jurisdiction and why they can't prove the shit. Because for them to prove that they have jurisdiction over you, they have to provide a false contract. For the court to prove that they have jurisdiction over you, they have to provide a false contract that you was never aware of. And for them to have jurisdiction over you, they have to prove it with something that you've seen before, something that is recognizable to you. And they can't do that. He said, y'all can shit, my shit was just on mute though. I had noticed it was on mute. But yeah, they got to prove subject matter jurisdiction. And this is in any case. Or it has to be an injured party. So if you caught a 187, I just hope it was self-defense. Because this wouldn't apply to that. Because it's an injured party, an injured person, a hurt party involved. So this wouldn't apply to that. FYI. But anything else, it would apply to. You know, are you sick motherfuckers with them other charges that we don't approve of? Y'all can't get off on this. All that sick shit niggas be doing, all that shit motherfuckers be doing to women and kids and shit. Y'all can't get off with this. This ain't nah. Universe don't work that good. I mean, I ain't gonna say that, but the universe don't work like that. You don't get to like take advantage of like kids and women and fuck all that. We're not doing that. But any other kind of case where it ain't no hurt person involved, hey, smack that like button too. Smack that like button. Everybody hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. If you ain't hit that like button, hit that like button. Hit that like button and share this out, especially the motherfuckers who you know. If you in the streets and you know niggas in the streets and they catching cases every other whatever, like share this out to them. Share this game. Tell them go verify it. Because you can verify this information. It's all law. I ain't speaking nothing but law. I ain't speaking nothing but law. But jurisdiction got to be proven. Jurisdiction got to be proven, and it got to be an injured party. That's part of the rules for you to have to, for you to even go to court. The rules to court. They got, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull them up. The rules to court. They got rules to court. For you to even get commenced to anything, they got rules to court. Jurisdiction got to be proven, and it got to be an injured party. Jurisdiction has to be proven. I mean, and it gotta be brought into evidence. That's another thing. They can't just say, oh, we got jurisdiction over you. Because You can't just everything that the shit that you saying, they be trying to prove it. So everything that they saying, it got to be proven, which means they got to be documented. It got to be brought into court as a piece of evidence. If they can't bring it into court as a piece of evidence, it's null and void. It's null and void. So they have to literally bring in, it's called a delegation of authority. It's called a delegation of authority. They have to bring in a delegation of authority to prove that they have jurisdiction over you. Every court session. I don't care what court session you in. They got to bring in a delegation of authority. And they have to bring in an injured party because you got the right to face your accuser. That's the law. That's what the law say. You got to know how to use the actual law that's written against them, but you got to know it first. So you must know. If there's no injured party, if there's nobody hurt, there's no case. If there's nobody hurt, there's no case. And you got to say all these things in court. You got to put it on the record. The same way niggas be putting shit on the record on YouTube, because that's what niggas is doing. Niggas is putting shit on the record. All them threats niggas is sending, all that goofy ass shit. All that goofy ass shit. Niggas sending threats, putting pistols on YouTube, telling the motherfucker what they gonna do. You doing it on the record. You doing it on the record. You giving motherfuckers ammo to use against you. You giving the courts ammo to use against you. So niggas might want to cut that out. And they will. And they will, some won't. You know, it's casualties to every war. It's casualties to every war. Sometimes casualties gonna be your family too. That's the fucked up part. But that's what it is though. But that's the fucked up part. Sometimes casualties gonna be your family. So they got to bring in a delegation of authority and bring in the person that you supposedly injured or harmed for court to even proceed to for court to even proceed past to for court to even proceed to a trial hearing. You can't go to trial without that. You can't go to trial without that. Now think about this. How many people do you know who in the courtroom they didn't have an injured person, and they might have didn't even have no evidence, but they still sent them niggas up the river, huh? They still sent them up the river. And that's always gonna happen when a nigga don't know law. When law is not pushed as something that we need to know. When the narrative, why you think they created the Bar Association? Why you think they created lawyers? If you haven't noticed, the industry, the higher ups, whatever you want to call it, they create things for your convenience. But they've been convening us since birth. So if you convening me since birth and doing everything for my convenience, I never learned how to do shit. I never learned how to stand up on my own too. I never learned how to really be me without you. I can't be me without you. I can't be me without you. Raised in a society where we groomed and programmed to be dependent, codependent, um, and not know how to stand up on our own too and represent ourselves. Because if you knew it, you know how much money I saved when I beat that case. I beat the case. I fought the case for about a year. You know how much money I saved when I fought the case, though. You know, I ain't have to pay no restitution. I ain't have to pay nothing. I ain't have to pay no restitution. I ain't have to pay nothing. Do you know how much money I saved when I fought the case by myself? Compared to me, I think the most I spent was probably on printing up shit, printing up papers, and probably getting them notarized. That's the most that I spent on shit because I was submitting shit to the court too. I was submitting documents stating that they need to prove jurisdiction. So not only was I saying it in court, not only was not only was I saying it in court, I was I was submitting documents that said the same thing. Was it easy? No. Was it difficult? Not really, but it wasn't easy. But I look at it like this. If it if that was all I gotta do to protect my life and to take my life into my own hands, so that way I got control of it and I own this shit, that shit was easy than the motherfucker. Cause that was just peep game. That was a year, that was 1 year out of my life that could have led to that was 1 year out of my life of me fighting that on my own compared to how many years they could have took from me if they would have smacked me with the time. That was 1 year in my life that was used to fight a case by myself compared to whatever years it was going to be if they would have took if they would have if I would have told the public pretender like, okay, yeah, you can represent me, and then let her represent me because all she was trying to do is she was trying to give me a deal. I'm like, a deal for what? Fuck, I gotta take a deal for? Y'all haven't proved nothing. Why would I take a deal if you haven't proved anything? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. So in court, you got the right to challenge jurisdiction, and you can challenge jurisdiction at any time too. That's another thing. You can challenge jurisdiction at any time, and they gotta prove it. And you can get rid of your lawyer. And I know this may be hard to hear for some people, but even if you pay for a lawyer, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them and take your shit into your own hands, especially if you on the street. If you on the street and can fight, you got YouTube, you got books, you got YouTube and the internet. And every city got a law library. You got YouTube and you got the internet, and every city got a law library. So what I want to encourage is that we do more standing on our own square and stop being dependent on people who we know don't got our best interests. I encourage that we do more standing on our square and stop being so dependent on people who don't got our best interests. And don't get me wrong, like I don't knock technology. Like I love the technology. But when I say dependent, it's just something as simple as this. Like if we don't got a stove, most of us, if we don't got a stove, we don't know how to make fire. We can't heat shit up. If we don't got a stove or a microwave, we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to get electricity from the sun. Like we don't know how to do a lot of shit. Well, yeah, we don't know how to do a lot of shit due to our colonization and modernization without really knowing where we came from. And actually, hold up, I was about to pull something up first because I'm about to end this live. I'm about to pull something up. I should have pulled it up when everybody was in here, huh? But it's good. It ain't no big deal. Let me see. Where's that? Oh, that wasn't even it, huh? Yeah. Zab, what's popping? I was dropping some. I'm about to pull up this document real quick. I'm about to pull up this document real quick before I let y'all go. Okay, bet. All right, I got it. 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 Hold on. Okay, let me move this out the way. Let me move this out the way. Let me make this bigger. Okay. All right. Okay, hold up. So what this is, right? This is a this is a document that explains status and jurisdiction. Status and jurisdiction. Boom. Okay. Ah, damn. Okay, hold up. Let me bring this back again. Okay, bet. Okay, so this explains I'm about to explain jurisdiction. We're gonna start with personal jurisdiction. Boom. And personam jurisdiction is the jurisdiction of the person and involves the power and involves the power to subject a person or parties in a particular class of cases, and that power to render decisions or judgments in such cases. And personam jurisdiction simply means jurisdiction over a person. Being a Moorish American citizen of the land, and just to be clear, Moor just simply means like American Aboriginal people of the land. It's not a religious organization, just FYI. Um, I mean it's not a religion, just FYI. But yeah, being a Moorish American citizen of the land and the federal administrative courts lack natural jurisdiction to adjudicate any matters involving you, which is who we are. We are the Aboriginal Americans of the land. You are a sovereign, and the legislative statutes used by the federal and state governments to persecute ignorant individuals do not apply to you, nor were they ever intended to apply to you, the natural person. Okay, let's get into subject matter. We're talking about jurisdiction, on why the courts don't got jurisdiction to make a judgment on you. Okay, subject matter jurisdiction. Subject matter jurisdiction refers to the jurisdiction or power delegated to a magistrate or judge or court to rule or to render decisions in a particular class of cases. Thus, consideration is given to the limited jurisdictional powers of the judge, the court, etc., or whether or not the judge or the court has the required authority to render a judgment. And so, hold on, let me show you where I'm at. To render a judgment, I'm right here. And so, subject matter defines or refines the abstract questions surrounding the affirmations as to whether or not the court has power to judge or to adjudicate in a controversy or case placed before it. Based on the facts of the case, subject matter jurisdiction, a more critical type of jurisdiction, and goes directly to the question of whether a court has the authority to even hear a matter or issue. In personam jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction cannot be waived by any party involved in the matter. If a court lacks subject matter jurisdiction, is in want of jurisdiction, then the court has no authority to proceed with the case at hand. Okay? If a court lacks subject matter jurisdiction, then the court has no authority to proceed in the case at hand, right? Okay. Now let's get into it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes about it. On what exactly needs to be known for them to even proceed. Because I'm telling you, go in there. If if you just happen to catch some shit, go catch a case, go in there and try it. Go in there and do it. And watch how beneficial you'll see that this information is. Traffic tickets too. But traffic tickets you would actually want to sign them without signing your name from the beginning. But that's another topic. Okay. Next. Let me make this a little bigger. Okay, next. Okay. All Moorish Americans must be aware of the fact that, and once again, Moor just means American. It means Aboriginal to the land, indigenous to the land. That's it. And you can go fact check that. All Moorish Americans must be aware of the fact that subject matter jurisdiction must be challenged may be challenged at any time. Subject matter jurisdiction may be challenged at any time. It can be challenged before trial, during trial, or after a trial. And it can be challenged even if the accused party has already pled guilty and has been duly convicted and sentenced to a jail or prison time. This rule of right stands even if the accused is currently serving time due to a conviction. Did you catch that? Even if you've pled guilty and you're doing time right now, this still applies. You can still challenge jurisdiction. It's gonna be more difficult for sure behind it's gonna be more difficult for sure um behind the wall, but you can challenge jurisdiction at any time, whether you behind the wall or not. Um, let me see, where was I at? Where was I at? Okay. Davion, what's popping? Salute. Peace, God. We talking about jurisdiction. I'm trying to show my people how to stay up out that system. I'm gonna stay about that system, man. Long as you ain't got no injured party, you can't have no injured party. But yeah, let me finish. A jurisdiction, a jurisdictional challenge of this type is never limited since it goes to the foundation of whether the court had the authority to incarcerate the person or to even try the person in the first place. Administrative court systems lack subject matter jurisdiction on all criminal charges as practiced these days. Anyone sentenced to jail time under an administrative court has a standing right to challenge the jurisdiction of that court. Hey, smack that like button too on the way up in here. Smack that like button. Share this out. Share this out. Share this out. I know y'all know people who probably in court right now. I know you know somebody who probably in court right now. This is very beneficial information that will help them. You just gotta man up, though. Just gotta man up. But where was I at? Where was I at? Court lacks system administrative court systems lack subject matter jurisdiction on all criminal charges as practiced these days. Anyone sentenced to jail time under administrative court has a standing right to challenge the jurisdiction of that court. Remember these following 7 rights and rules. Okay, let's get into these rights and rules, man. Let's get into them. Let's get into them. Boom. First one. First one. Number 1. When challenging jurisdiction against the court, I'm on number 1. I'm on number 1. The accused person must be properly identified and identified in such a fashion and manner that there is no possibility for mistaken identity. That's the first thing. Now, how many court cases can can we just like sit back on and think, whether it's people you know or whatever, where um the person wasn't properly identified? Whoever they were trying to charge, they wasn't properly identified. So that's one thing right there. The person must be properly identified. Number 2 of challenging jurisdiction, the state or the the state of offense must be identified by its proper legal or common name. A number applied to represent a offense is insufficient. Chris P, what up? Yeah, I'm dropping bombs, man. I'm trying to keep niggas out the clink, man. I'm trying to give my brother's game and my sister's game on how to stay up out that place. I done it. But look, number 2, the statute of the offense must be identified by its proper legal or common name. A number applied to represent the offense is insufficient. So basically what that's saying is, if they if they writing up your report, you get arrested or whatnot, they writing up your report, and if they describe your charge as only like the penal code number, that's against the law. They're not supposed to do that. They got to describe it to a T. They got to describe exactly what it was. They can't just put the penal code number. It can't be a charge cannot be represented with only a penal code number. So that's another mistake that they do when that's another mistake that officers and the court may do when processing people. So that's another thing you want to look out for. That's part of wiggling up out that jiggle. Number 3, on challenging jurisdiction to keep your ass up out that clean. The acts of the alleged offense must be described in non-prejudicial language and detailed so as to enable a person of average intelligence to understand the nature of the charge and to enable the accused a preparation of defense. So number 3 is saying acts of the alleged offense. Basically, when they writing up the report, it must be described in layman's terms. It got to be described in simple layman terms so the average person can understand the nature of the charge. And so the person accused can prepare for their defense. You notice it says so the person accused can prepare for their defense, because you can fight for yourself in court. You don't got to let them fight for you, because they're gonna put up they're gonna do a little they're gonna throw a couple punches, but they ain't coming to fight for you. They coming to make a deal. It's making a meal deal in court when it come down to public pretenders and paid lawyers. I don't care what you say. What's your name? What you claim, or how you came. That's just the real. What's your name? What you claim, or how you came. It ain't. It's all about. It's all about relationships and making deals. When it come down to public lawyers, paid lawyers and public pretenders. So you really wasting a lot of money, because they just gonna get you. It's rare that a paid lawyer just completely get you off. You probably get a deal, something better than what you could have had, but it's rare that a paid lawyer completely get you off. So that's basically what they're saying. The report of whatever they're trying to accuse you of, it has to be written up in layman's terms so the average person can understand it. That's number 3. Number 4. Number 4, I'm on number 4 now, of challenging jurisdiction to keep your ass up out that clink without having to pay all that money to a lawyer and putting your life in the hands of a public pretender. Because we already know a public pretender is not, it's all a fallacy. But number 4 of challenging jurisdiction. The accuser, meaning them, the accuser must be specifically named. He or she may be an officer of the court or a third party, but some positively identifiable person, a human being. It got to be a human being. It got to be a human being. And I'm gonna stop and elaborate on that, because typically your court paper says the state versus you. That's not a human being charging you. That's why it pays the no law. That's why it pays the no law. That's why they don't teach us this shit, even though every man, woman, and child supposed to know this shit to be able to survive. How can you survive in a system that you don't even know it? So a human being, it says he or she may be an officer of the accuser. I'm on number 4. Smack that like button on the way in. I'm on number 4. The accuser must be specifically named. He or she may be an officer of the court or a third party, but some positively identifiable person, A human being. It has to be a human being. It can't be the Whoopty Whoop Police Department. It can't say that. It can't be the state of California. It can't be that. And that's what a lot of people should say. That's that's who you going to court against typically on your documents. It's you against the state, which is against the law. It has to be an injured party. It got to be somebody who's accusing you, not the state, not a corporation, not a corporate entity. Okay, but let me finish. Again, I'm on 4. Hit that like button. I'm on number 4. The accuser must be specifically named. He or she may be an officer of the court or a third party, but some positively identifiable person. A human being must accuse some certain A human being must accuse some certain natural person must take responsibility for the making of the accusation. A person must take responsibility of the making of an accusation. It can't be you against the state. If they doing you against the state, your documents say that, they violating your rights. You getting violated. You getting violated for real. You getting violated for real. If your shit say you against the state or any kind of corporation, you yeah, you getting violated. Let me finish this out there. So a natural person must take responsibility for the making of the accusation and not an agency or an institution. You see that? A natural person must take responsibility for the making of the accusation. I'm on number 4. I'm on number 4 towards the bottom. I don't know if y'all can see my I don't know if y'all can see my what's her name? I don't know if you can see my my dang, what is it called? My arrow. But yeah, hold up. Hold up. Okay, but yeah, a natural person must take responsibility for making for the making of the accusation, not an agency or an institution, corporation, or artificial person. Now, see, that's one of the jugglers right there. That's one of the jugglers because most times it's an agency taking responsibility for the accusation, like the police department, um, the district attorney. Like that's an agency. You versus the state. That's an agency. That's a corporation. That's an artificial person. That's an institution. So they violating your shit all the way around, and it's right in front of your face, and you don't know it because we wasn't taught how the court system's supposed to work. They violating it right in our face. Your court documents clearly say you versus the state or you versus a corporate entity. Wanda, salute. You versus the state or you versus a corporate entity, and that's a violation of your rights because it has to be a natural person. It has to be somebody that is trying to bring these charges up on you, not an institution. Number 5. Number 5. Number 5. All right. Number 5. One of the 7 rules and rights of challenging jurisdiction. The accusation made against the accused must be made under penalty of perjury. If penalty of perjury cannot reach the accuser, there is no accusation. Otherwise, anyone may accuse another falsely without risk or liability of punishment. So that's basically saying your identity, and I know we've seen this happen a lot, but your identity can't be hidden when you're trying to make an accusation on somebody. Your identity cannot be hidden. You have to be somebody who can be brought to the light and can go against and can be subject to penalty of perjury just in case you lying. Because if we can't hold anybody accountable in case what they saying is not true, then what the fuck is we doing? And that's part of the law. Like, it can't be whoever is accusing you, they got to be able to be reached, they got to be able to be touched. It ain't no witness protection, like none of that shit. It ain't none of that. Who's ever trying to bring this against you, they got to be able to be reached. They got to be like AT&T. You got to be able to reach out and touch them for real. So that's what. Because if not, then how could they be held accountable if what they saying ain't true? They can't be held accountable if what they saying isn't true. If if um damn, if you can't even reach an actual person. It got to be an actual person. That's why it says it can't be an institution or an artist, because it's harder to hold them accountable. It's harder to hold the police station accountable. The police, it's harder to hold them accountable than it is an actual person. And they put everything. They want to put everything off. So number 6, right? Number 6. Appreciate y'all for tapping in too. Riding along, because I'm dropping some real game that a nigga gonna need, that my people gonna need, that we all gonna need. And it's gonna help you just like it helped me. Number 6, though. 7 part of the 7 rights and elements to challenging jurisdiction. In order for the court, or for them to have jurisdiction, more so. In order for the court or accusers, I'm on number 6. In order for the court or accusers to comply with the 5 lawful elements as stated above, and as a condition for the accusation to be valid, the accused must be accorded due process according to the law, and the accuser must have complied with the law. Proper procedure and form in bringing the allegation or charge. So the proper procedure to bring the allegation or charge forth is the 5 elements above have to already have been complied with. We can't even make it to 6 if the 5 elements above haven't been complied with. We cannot make it to 6 if the 5 elements above have not been complied with. I'm going to read that again. In order for the court or accusers to comply with the 5 lawful elements as stated above as a condition for the accusation to be valid, the accusation to be valid, the accused must be accorded due process according to the law, and the accuser must have complied with law, proper procedure, and form in bringing the allegation or charge to head. So, like I said, we can't even make it to 6. We can't even make it to 6 if 5 if the first 5 elements haven't already been proven, if they haven't been complied with. 7, seventh element, last element. The one mister, salute. Salute. Peace, God. 7. I'm just dropping some game on challenging jurisdiction, man. Our people be in court every day. We be in court all the time. Public pretender be selling us short all the time. We wasting all that money. We wasting money on stove, and we ain't even got to be there in the first place. We wasting money on stove, packages, phone calls, all kinds of shit. But you know, just like just like just like me at one point in time. You know, when I was young, I didn't want to hear this shit. When I was young, I didn't want to hear this shit. I wish I did, but I didn't want to hear this shit. But what I do know is that somebody will apply it. Maybe not all, but some will. Anthony Richmond, what up? He said, I sure just beat the case. He said, I sure just beat the county. You just beat the county? Salute to that. Salute to that. Salute to that. Because if you ask me, the county is worse than, at least where I'm at, the county is worse than prison. The county is worse than prison. The county jail is worse than prison. LA, where I'm at, LA County Jail, worse than prison. The LA County Jail is worse than prison, for sure. But let me finish this last one, number 7. Number 7, the court must be one of competent jurisdiction, having actual judicial authorization. Now, this is what I was speaking about at the beginning, how the court needs a delegation of authority. Having actual judicial authorization, a delegation of authority order to have valid process. The tribunal court must be a creature of its constitution and be in accord with the law of its creation, i.e., an Article 3 judge. So it has to be a competent court, a court that's in alignment with the Constitution. These administrative courts, they're not in alignment with the Constitution. So it has to be a competent court, right? And not only that, for it to be a competent court, it got to be an Article 3 judge on the bench that's judging the case. So those are other questions that you want to ask the judge too. Because remember, you want to ask the questions. You want to ask the questions. You get the answering questions in the court, like lawful questions for them to get jurisdiction. And just for anybody who never did it before, I would just say, like, don't really answer no questions. But you get the answering. I mean, don't answer no questions. You get the answering questions in the court. Court jurisdiction. So you want to do more of the asking. You want to ask the questions. Hold on, we're gonna take a little break real quick. Hold up. Get this in.
Yourself, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You never stop learning. God is within. Protect your energy too. And remember, your haters really admire you. They just don't got the strength to tell you. You looking like a big deal.
I'm looking like a big deal. Yeah. And I'm looking like the real. If you can't swim, you bound to drown. Hard body like steel. Riding waves like I'm in a competition. I don't care how you feel.
Yeah, I'm looking like a big deal. Riding waves like I'm in the competition. I don't care how you feel. If you can't swim, you bound to drown. If you can't swim, you bound to drown, man. It's casualties to every war. It's casualties to every war. Even the people who, well, I ain't gonna say the people that don't know, because it become a choice at a certain point. But so yeah, it got to be an Article 3 judge. I was on number 7. For the court to be of competent jurisdiction, for them to be able to make a ruling or a judgment over you, it got to be an Article 3 judge sitting up there on that bench. And 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's what they call it's a magistrate, and they got limited jurisdiction. They got limited jurisdiction. Anthony said they tried to hit me with a fake charge, and the evidence was fake. Fake affidavit. Judge was looking crazy. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, and but that's most of the time. That's most of the time. That's most of the time. That's damn near all the time. Fake stuff. Fake stuff to convict you. He say my accuser wasn't gonna show. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. What city you in? What city you in? Where you reporting live from? The one Mister. He say Chicago jail is the same shit. I can imagine. I can imagine. I can imagine. You be ready to catch that chain upstate. Tell them to expedite the service. I know that's what I did when I went upstate. Like, yeah, expedite this. Let me go. I'm trying to kick back. I'm trying to kick back. I'm trying to chill. County jail, that shit. I mean, prison, you got to be on your swivel too, but the county jail more turnt because you don't know what's about to happen. People in there don't know what's about to happen. That's why the county jail is more turnt. You don't know what's about to happen. You fresh off the streets. You was just politicking. You just came from politicking. So the county jail is super turnt. You can't wait to see. You can't wait to see. A lot. You know, a lot of these can't wait to see whoever they think they can't wait to see. Wanted to say yes. I know. I visit when I was younger every day. I knew every day I was never personally going to be there, seeing my whole family in there. Man, that's a good way to look at it too, because some people end up there just based on that kind of stuff. You feel me? Some people end up there. You say Fayetteville, Arkansas. I'm from South Memphis though. Salute to South Memphis. Salute to Fayetteville, Arkansas, man. Anthony Richmond, hit that smack that like button and subscribe, man. Put that notification bell on all, man. I'm always dropping jewels for my people, man. Tap in. Tap in. But not only tap in, like more important than that, because that's just, that's regular shit. Share this to your peoples. Share this to your peoples. Cause this is just step one. Share this to your peoples. Put them up on game. Put your peoples up on game. Cause information without, the information without application is useless. And we all guilty of that. But we seeing so much controversy, adversity, suffering, us just seeing our people come to our demise at the hands of these systems. It's just time to do something different. So yeah, man. But look, I appreciate y'all stopping through, coming to get the game. I'm gonna end it. I don't want it to go too long. I wanted to end it at an hour, but went over a little bit, ain't nothing. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming through. If you didn't catch it all, catch it on the playback. Share it to your peoples. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, smack that like button. Put that notification bell on all. You already know what I say. Stand on what you say and only say what you can stand on, man. What else? What else? A man is only as good as the law he can stand on. That may sound crazy to some people, but we wasn't taught that. But a man is only as good as the law that he can stand on. And since we operating in a society where these are the things that's taken apart in determining our fate, let's start taking the proper precautions to stay up out that clink, man. Salute to all my peoples. Salute to everybody that tapped in. Once again, smack that like button, smack that subscribe button, put that notification bell on all. Stand on what you say and only say what you can stand on, man. I'm looking like
yourself, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You never stop learning. God is within. Protect your energy too. And remember.
Oh, hold up, real quick. And like I said in the earlier in the video, or I think that was the middle. But jurisdiction can be challenged at any time. It can be challenged before trial, during trial, after trial, and after trial. So you could have been sentenced already. Jurisdiction can still be challenged, but you got to do it on your own accord. You can't use no lawyer. So that means you got to get in them books. You got to get in something. But yeah, back to regularly scheduled programming, man. Let me get this back going. I'm out.
Knowledge of self, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You never stop learning. God is within. Protect your energy too. And remember, your haters really admire you. They just don't got the strength to tell you. You looking like a big deal.
I'm looking like a big deal. Yeah. And I'm looking like the real. If you can't swim, you bound to drown. Hard body like steel. Riding waves like I'm in a competition. I don't care how you feel.